Welcome to the Bugmaster special presentation of how to keep your home and your pets flea-free. We have an expert on the phone. It's Gail Appling, Vice President of Bugmaster. Please take the floor, Gail Appling.
Thank you, Rollis. Thanks, everyone out there, for joining us for our very first webinar. I'm so excited to share this information with you. You can look forward to these webinars each week on different topics. And if you have something special that you want me to talk about, just feel free to send me an email at gail@mybugmaster and let me know. So as Rollis said, we're talking about fleas. Spring has sprung, and so have the fleas. Fleas love the humidity here in Texas. The reason I wanted to start off with fleas is because we've been getting a lot of phone calls from people saying, it was really cold this winter. How come they didn't freeze away? Well, there's a very good explanation for that, and we'll get into that a little later in the presentation. But whether your pet is an indoor or an outdoor pet, they're the perfect host for fleas. These fleas are the external parasites that love to feed on blood. The interesting thing is that they can jump. They have a spring on the back of their body that propels them when they jump. So even if your yard doesn't have fleas and your neighbor does, eventually you will more than likely have fleas. When you walk into your home, you bring the fleas in with you, and it only takes two, just like you've seen on the commercial, it only takes two for a flea population to explode on you. So let's talk about protecting your pet from fleas. A flea bite is very painful. If you've ever been bitten by a mosquito, just multiply that. Just intensify that bite a little bit. It's very painful, causes a lot of itching, and a good sign to look for fleas on your pet is if he starts itching his ear a lot. This could also lead to hair loss of your pet. Now, for humans, I'm sure you all heard of the Black Plague. The Black Plague is one of the oldest and deadliest diseases known to man. It was started by the flea. The flea, the host for the flea was the rodent, and it eventually spread to the human population. And in humans, it can cause deadly diseases. I'm sure you've heard of Lyme's disease. So these little tiny creatures, they're not to be ignored. It's something that you want to take seriously and protect your family and your pets from. So let's talk about how we can protect ourselves from fleas. In the case of fleas, prevention is going to be the best key. A lot of things you can do, especially when the temperature starts rising, is you want to wash your pet's bedding or towels wherever he sleeps on a regular basis. Wash it in hot water and dry it in the dryer. This will keep the eggs down. You want to vacuum regularly. Incidentally, after you vacuum, hopefully you do it on a weekly basis, but after you vacuum, you want to discard the bag immediately. Just in case you've trapped any live fleas or eggs, you don't want them hatching and jumping out of the vacuum, so you want to discard it immediately. Another thing you want to do is treat your pets regularly. There are a lot of products on the market that will cut down on the flea infestation on your pet. They love to use your pet as a host, and they can actually breed on your pet, and the egg is what falls off of your pet and falls onto your carpeting, falls onto upholstery, onto rugs, and that's how you get a spread. If you have a pet that sleeps with you in your bed and you start noticing like tiny small grains of dirt, that may be an indication of a small problem there too. Also, keeping your lawn trimmed is another effective way of cutting down on the flea population. Like I mentioned before, rats carry fleas, raccoons, possums carry fleas. Well, if you keep your lawn low, there's not many places where these animals can harbor during the night and possibly leave fleas hanging around. But if you've done all of the above and you still have fleas, what can you do? When all the above fails, that's when you call in the pros. Just want to give you some tips on corrective treatment when it becomes necessary. If you have to call in the professionals, make sure that the company is licensed and insured by the Texas Department of Agriculture. This way you know that we're not using too many chemicals on your yard or in your home. A lot of people are concerned about the environment or the exposure to chemicals. So by using a professional, he knows the right dosage to use. Also, find out what the company's guarantee is. Believe it or not, there are a lot of companies out there that don't guarantee a flea treatment. So you want to see what kind of guarantee the company carries. Also, there is a preparation that you'll need to do before your pest control operator comes. Go ahead and find out what those instructions are, and this will help the whole corrective process go a little faster. It may take several treatments before you can eradicate a flea population. And continue to take preventive action, as we mentioned in the slide before. Vacuum regularly, wash your pet's bedding, and use a flea product on your pet. So who is Bugmaster? We are a family-owned and operated business here in Texas. We have been protecting families, pets, and their homes since 1980. We're celebrating 31 years in the industry. If you want to find out more information about us, you can feel free to visit our website at www.mybugmaster.com.